I'm back. I hope you're still with me. Um, I figured out that the camera that I had on my the lid of my laptop here was covering the computer camera, and it didn't seem to want to function with the computer camera. Now, there we go. So, all right. So, without further ado, um, I want to welcome you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming. I hope that your experience with this is really helpful to you and really helps you to be able to create for yourself a kind of holiday experience that you never have had before because you are experiencing post traumatic growth and transformation, right? So, this tapping that I'm going to do is probably more directed towards people who have experienced a lot of stress in their holidays. I think, as my post said about angels and how women are really encouraged to be these angels at the holidays and are responsible for cleaning and decorating and present buying and deciding what to food to make and preparing it and party planning. I mean, and then wrapping presents, and particularly for those of us who've been raised in a Christian tradition where Christmas is so much about those kinds of things, that is it's stressful in and of itself. And perhaps you have phenomenal skills for dealing with stress so that you manage it all and you get to the time of the holiday and you still have lightness in your heart, right? You still have energy and lightness in your heart. And of course, I, would wish that for everyone here. If that's the situation, and you find yourself listening to this video, and that's your situation, know that the tapping that we do will really help you to find some better balance for yourself, to perhaps let go of some of the expectations that you've put on yourself that you think that are important for you to do a good enough job, to create a good enough celebration for those you love. Because it's really important to remember that you're one of the ones that you love, and creating a celebration going through the whole month from an experience of feeling loved and attended to, your own needs attended to, is really beautiful and can transform the experience for everyone, not just for you too. Okay. So, and I'm also speaking to people who have had more traumatic histories. One of the things that I've noticed as a therapist, the light in my glasses keeps bothering me. One of the things I've noticed as a therapist over these years in doing muscle testing for when issues begin, when these negative beliefs or these feelings of lack of worth begin in our lives, they so often trace back to the holidays, particularly these holidays from Thanksgiving through the New Year. I don't go more specific than that, so I can't give any more specific information, but birthdays can be traumatizing, but these holidays seem to be among the most traumatizing for people. And in a way, it's no wonder. Those of us who have any kind of trauma history come from parents who had trauma histories, right? And while we may not know what their celebrations were around the holidays, maybe we do. Maybe we have some memory, at least back to our grandparents' generation, of that. We don't know what the intergenerational dynamics that have been passed down through the centuries even are, although our Christmas celebrations have shifted a lot through the centuries. But our parents would have likely come from, if they're traumatized, from holiday situations in which there was more stress. And one of the things we know about having experienced trauma as a child is that we don't have as developed abilities to deal with stress. We can power through sometimes when we've developed resilience, but to be able to approach it with lighthearted joy is something that is beyond, you could hear the drop in my voice, is really beyond the experience of most people who've experienced trauma as children. And so today, what we're going to do is take some more steps to release some of that trauma from those past experiences. And as I was preparing for today's presentation, I was focusing on things like how many decisions there are to make. If you have a trauma history, making decisions can be much more difficult than it is for someone who has not been shamed or ridiculed or criticized for their decisions or their choices, right? Or has not watched other people be shamed or criticized for their choices. Has often when there's been this kind of background, then there's second guessing about not just making choices in general, but my ability, say, to pick something that somebody else is really going to like, right? That's really going to light up their eyes. I can also have issues around finances and wanting to do so much for people and yet feeling so compromised by finances. So those enter into the decision making too. And then if we are procrastinating and putting things off because we are feeling overwhelmed by all of it, then all that mounts and there's that much more to do towards the end, and that increases the challenge and the stress around making decisions. So decision making is really a big part of it, right? How we feel around our family is another part of it. In addition to the history we carry, what were the challenges that happened around the holidays for many people who have addictions in their history? This would be a time when addictions could really flare up, and there could be lots of acting out behavior because of addictions as well, right? So that can be part of what's getting to people. So those are some major things that I'm really focused on right now: the decision making, the feeling of how it feels to be around others, our family and other people. How comfortable do we feel inside our own skin? How relaxed are we inside our own skin? How much do we feel like we're good enough? If we really feel like we're good enough, then what we do is going to be good enough. If we're challenged by feeling good enough, then we're also going to be challenged to feel like what we do is good enough, right? So there's that, right? There's the pressure from how much, there is, and then there's the history. So those are the things that are standing out to me. When I think about the pressure, I also think we all are doing so much in our lives. To add all of this on top of everything that we're doing further challenges us at this time. And I would love for you to go through this holiday season in a way that fills your heart with joy from this moment forward, right? All the way through, all the planning, all the doing, all the running around, all the, everything about it, to actually being involved in parties if you do that, gathering together with family, how you do that, making cookies together if you do that, right? Celebrating however you celebrate, whether you have a religious observance or not, but celebrating with family, with friends. And then the aftermath, when it's all over and done, relaxing and just being able to feel the sweetness of relaxing after the beauty and the wonder and all the light and the love that is possible at this time. So what I ultimately wish for each of you is what you most wish for yourself. In your heart of hearts, which you may not have complete access to, right? So you may wish just to be a little less stressed. You may wish just to feel a little more comfortable, just to not feel so pressured about decisions. Like that may be what you're capable or ready to feel into in terms of an improvement. But I suggest to you that you could release, in actuality, you could release the whole of your stressful and or traumatic past around the holidays and come in from this moment forward, right? Today's the 4th, 21 days till Christmas. From this moment forward, the next 3 weeks and then beyond, completely different, completely new, freed of all of that. And as we free ourselves, we open up to these incredible possibilities that we could never feel before, that we can never really know are there for us, right? I have deep, deep, deep compassion for the challenges, for where people are in their lives, knowing that the stage was set long before anyone had any consciousness, right, about what was happening and how they were developing and what beliefs, what patterns, what vows, what bindings they were taking on, that were being foisted on them, pressured into them, right? So I have deep compassion for that. And I'll never be one to say, just let it go. Like, just let it go. There's a way that we need to know that we can let go of so much more than we ever believed possible. And yet we're always, no, we're not, but my prayer, apparently, is that we're always aware that we're doing the best we can and giving ourselves grace and love and treating ourselves with tenderness around whatever those challenges are that are part of, in this case, our holiday celebrations. Okay? All right. So let's begin to ready ourselves, or let's ready ourselves, for beginning tapping. Okay? And so I invite you to begin to take a couple of deep breaths. So we call them these waterfall breaths, where from deep in our belly, we breathe up from deep in our belly, right? And so we fill up our lower belly first, the middle part of our chest, and then up into the clavicles, right? So let's do that. Breathe in, taking in as much air as you can, holding it for a second, and then just letting it go. Feeling just the sweetness of being able to let that pressure go, right? That's one of the things I love about this breath. We breathe it in, we breathe all this life-giving breath in, right? Light-filled, life-giving, oxygen-rich breath in. And we breathe it in. By breathing it in that deeply, the oxygen actually gets through all the capillaries in our system. So we breathe it in and we fill up, and we can feel that tension, right? We can feel that tightness. And then just letting it go is like, it does give us that sense of, well, this is what it's like to let go, right? This is what it's like to let go. Might I at some point actually be able to think about the stress I'm facing and, like that, be able to let it go? And that's possible. And the more we do this work, the work with me, the work with others, there's so many people doing wonderful, beautiful work to help all of us to heal and grow and expand. But the more we do this work, the more able we are to do that. So back into this breath. And as you continue with this breath, I invite you to close your eyes. And I invite you to invoke the divine beings that are all around, that are gathering around you, knowing that you are about to do the beautiful work of more healing for yourself. And they gather around to support you with so much love and so much light. And so there are your own personal divine beings and guides and holy ones. And there are the ones that are with me. And there are the ones that are being called in, knowing that we are doing this all together. And I love, whether it's true or not, I love the thought that there are 100,000 angels around us, right? Just imagine, if you could let yourself imagine, how might that feel to know that in this moment you are that supported and you are that loved in the spiritual, higher dimensional realms. And there are healers here and guides, visionaries, transformers, pure, loving beings, all here. And we can open up in this moment, let go of whatever resistance, maybe with the next breath or two, let go of whatever resistance you might have to feeling the presence of the divine around you. There's a thought, right? If all this seems a little too far-fetched, a little too much, there's parts of you that doubt, that it's hard to believe. You want to believe maybe, but you don't quite believe, and you don't want to feel foolish for believing. You don't want to trust something that might not turn out to be trustworthy and feel betrayed yet again. This is an opportunity to choose to release that fear, to release that resistance, so that you open up, so that all the beings in and around and with you can actually help you more because you are open to receiving. And you can choose now to be fully and completely open to receiving divine healing, light, and love. Might want to move your shoulders around, right? Move your neck, wiggle your toes, your feet, your legs. Just let this energy, the shifting energy, move through you, right? Let the residue be carried out by the movement, right? And down into your kidneys where it is released from your body, and feeling it released energetically, released through the bottoms of your feet, through the palms of your hand, through your out-breath. Releasing it through the spinning light in each of your chakras. Down through your tailbone, down into the earth. And so I'm imagining that as I was talking, there were numbers of things that would have come up for each of you. And I invite you to open yourselves to what still remains of that, the pain, the heartache, the loneliness, This is such a time when people can feel so lonely over these holidays. And the stress, the charge in your nervous system that maybe you don't even know where it comes from, the memories of the past, or perhaps realizing that you don't really even have a lot of memories of the holidays of the past, which of course is a pretty sure sign that they weren't the most loving and lightening for your soul and your heart. Whatever it is that's been brought up, particular traumas, particular moments, all the different stresses, all the worries, the patterns. Let yourself feel it now so you can release it now. Remembering all the support that is within and around you, and how much tapping is so effective for helping to rebalance you energetically, allowing all the subsystems within you to rebalance, which is what makes tapping something that helps you shift this forever, because it changes the template, it changes the matrix, it changes the patterning. And when we change that patterning, that impact goes all the way down into our cellular structure, all the way down into the mitochondria, affecting the DNA. When we transform the DNA, bringing more light into the DNA, then when the RNA, I think that's right, or the memory DNA comes to take a blueprint to then recreate the next moment within us. It's recreating the next moment from a molecular and cellular level from this more transformed space. Also, another reason why this work lasts. All right, so let's begin. Feeling how this shows up in your body, feeling where the tension is, the tightness is. It may be in your jaws, maybe in your gut, maybe in your chest. Maybe you find yourself feeling tight. Maybe feeling heartbroken, not wanting to feel sadder than you are feeling right now. It's okay. It's good to let it out. Right, and so even though all of this pain and triggering is coming up related to the holidays and what's behind me and what's ahead of me, I choose now, with the whole of my being, to invite in the divine to help me transform my experience of the holidays now. No matter what it is that's being triggered and activated in me around the holidays the next month, I deeply and completely love and accept myself and open myself as fully as I possibly can in this moment to heal and transform my experience. Top of your heads. All this charge from the past, all this pain from the past and worry about the future, all this pain from past holidays, and all this worry about the future, about this holiday. Underneath all the pain from past holidays and the worries about this one. All that past pain above your lips, and all the worries now, all the stress I'm feeling just about now, collarbones, and all the yearning that I feel inside to create a beautiful experience that makes everyone happy. Right? On the sides, all the yearning mixed with the worry, mixed with the stress. Wrist, all this yearning and worry and stress. Top of your head's letting go of all this yearning and worry and stress for what's coming. Letting go of all of that you possibly can right now. On the sides of our eyes, we're sweeping sort of more of the surface level. Worry, yearning is not necessarily surface level, but it's present. And the stress and the tension. Maybe even feeling like, oh, I don't know if I should do this. Will it make it worse? No, it's going to make it better. You're going to make it better. Letting go. Trusting, choosing to trust that you have all that you need within you to do your part to create a lovely experience. And that you can do this while taking care of your own self, while loving yourself through every moment of it, right? If I'm getting frustrated with myself because it's hard to make decisions, I'm going to love myself instead. If I'm feeling frustrated because I feel like I'm behind and I procrastinated and I don't have enough done yet, right? Isn't that something people feel day after day after day? I don't have enough done yet. I don't have enough done. Letting that go. I let all that go, right? Top of your head, I let go of the worries that I have. Maybe if I do have them, of the dynamics in my family and how they will play themselves out, wanting everyone to feel peace and joy at being together, wanting everyone to delight in our family time. Letting go of worries about that. Worries, maybe there's frustration, stresses with other people in your family, resentment, anger, feelings of betrayal, like all of it we can let go of, knowing that we know how to take care of ourselves. Above your lips, that we can create boundaries that are healthy boundaries, that are light boundaries, that protect us from being hurt by others. Below your lips, protect us from being worried about what might or might not happen. Protect us from writing stories in our heads even now about what could happen. Loving ourselves through all the story making that we do. Right? Loving ourselves through indecision. Loving ourselves through the stress and the pressure. Loving ourselves through every bit of it. So let's come up to the high heart. Take a couple of deep waterfall breaths, again assisting. Just as you breathe out, just feel yourself breathing all of that out. Whatever was activated by what I was just saying, just breathing it out, letting it go, giving it away, giving it to the earth. The earth loves it like dessert, soaking it right up, right? Giving it to the light to transform it into more light, right? Just letting it go. Letting it go. Feeling how doing even this much has begun to help. You feel calmer, easier, better about the coming days and weeks and month. And now let's do a little bit of a deeper dive this round through, okay? Need to get a sip of water. All right. So, up here. I invite all the parts of me that have ever experienced any sadness or fear, trauma, upset around the holidays, whatever it may be, to gather together in our own inner healing circle, right? We are in a larger healing circle within larger healing circles. Right? We have our inner healing circle. We bring all the parts of ourselves together. Eyebrows. Inviting them to feel the safety of this space. On the sides. Inviting them to feel the presence of loving angels, gentle tenderness. Many of us may not have felt a lot of gentle tenderness in our lives earlier. So maybe we can feel that the divine can bring us that gentle tenderness underneath your eyes. Perhaps that nurturance and that love that you were always trying to find, trying to experience, trying to open to. That here, in this safe healing circle, and the safe healing circle within you, that you can do this now. Below your lips. And inviting everyone to let go, everyone to send out. Perhaps there's a fire in the middle of your healing circle. I often think of a fire and everyone gathered in a big circle, and the pain, the energy, the charge, the distortions, the whatever gets sent into the fire, right, to transform, like right in front of your very eyes. Collarbones. So everybody together sending all that you can access now into the fire, into wherever, to send it into a pile, into a deep hole in the earth, or the vacuum cleaner in the sky, whatever. Just letting go. We've made it here. Thank you, all the parts of me, for getting me here, right? For surviving, for bringing me into the awareness whenever you did of the possibility of healing and growth and transformation. I am so thankful to all of the parts of me. I am so thankful to the divine. I'm so thankful to everyone I feel I can authentically be thankful to or for. That's going to be different for all of us. Letting ourselves feel that gratitude for everyone feels like helped us get to this point, to this place inside ourselves in our lives. And we can let go of all of that, right? Maybe it's in your gut. Maybe you feel it deep in your gut. Maybe it's in your liver, right? Top of your head, maybe it's in your kidneys. Eyebrows, maybe you're holding it somewhere in your digestive system, from your throat all the way down and out. Right? So many of us have digestive issues that are related to early traumas. On the sides, perhaps it's in the liver, the pancreas, underneath your eyes, the spleen and the gallbladder, your stomach. perhaps in the glandular system, in the reproductive glands and organs, in the adrenals, below your lips, in your thymus gland, the heart of the whole adrenal or the whole endocrine system. Collarbones, perhaps it's in your thyroid, the parathyroid. So many women especially have issues with thyroid, I think in part burning ourselves out from overwhelm and trying to do so much all the time, and our adrenals being shot, stressed at the very least. On the sides, and from the pineal gland and the pituitary glands, right? Back up to the collarbones and the high heart, from the lungs and the heart. On the sides, from all the muscles, all this stuff is stored in the muscles and the bones and the connective tissue, running not only underneath the skin, but around our muscles, around our organs, right? And wrists, and from our whole nervous system itself. From our eyes and the way our eyes hold the patterning of trauma in place, and our ears and the way our ears hold the patterning of trauma in place. Memories, patterns, vows, emotions, fear, betrayal, loneliness, resentment, top of your head, sadness and pain and anguish and heartache and powerlessness, even all the fear, worry, stress, apprehension, dread, letting it all go. Letting it all go now. Trusting that what happens when you let it go is that you open up into more light. In fact, you might be feeling lighter and brighter even now. Notice the ways you're feeling lighter and brighter within you. Back up to your heart, high heart, that feeling like maybe holding your hands and tapping back and forth on the high heart spot quietly and gently. Feeling the light within the heart, within the very core of your heart, your own inner sun. Feeling that greater space for your own inner sun to shine. And feeling into all the parts of you gathered around in a circle, in a healing circle. Feeling the light in the inner hearts of all the parts of you growing and growing, and all the parts of you relaxing into an experience of more freedom and more peace. Noticing the ways they feel safe and comfortable now. And noticing how that feeling of safety and comfort allows you to open up and imagine a more beautiful holiday season now. Imagine a much less stressed holiday season. Much more fun-filled and joyous holiday season. One that warms your heart in ways that you just feel so much gratitude for. Right? Feel yourself opening up into being able to love yourself consciously, love yourself through every moment every experience, no matter how wonderful, no matter how challenging. Saying to yourself, I am healed. I'm healing. I am healed. Whatever feels more comfortable of all of this past holiday stuff. I feel free. I am free. I am free to create in beauty and love and peace and joy. No matter what. No matter what. So, with gratitude and reverence for life, appreciation for each one of you watching this video, appreciation for each person in my life, appreciation for the sunlight today, for the trees around, for all that's beauteous and all that's good and all that's loving and growthful. I wish you the best holiday season ever. Much love. Be well and joyous.